Welcome, my name is Tishar and this is StarMade. We're doing a special fleet update video today because of this. This is the Mysterious Jewellery Box. And you might think, okay, that's a nice jewelry box. What about it? Well, this probably contains the first ever official StarMade adventure map. And this project that I've got in here, I already showed in my last StarMade episode. I did a playthrough of the puzzles in here. And yeah, it's a project that I didn't really plan on doing. It just grew from an idea I had for a short sketch I wanted to do for the StarMade episode, and it grew and grew into something a bit more. And then I practically had a whole level that you could play your way through. So I needed to think of a way to contain it, and I came up with this Jewellery Box ID. So we've got the keyhole at the front with the latch, and for the rest it's just simple decoration, some jewels on top to indicate that it is a jewelry box, and some hinges at the back to indicate that the box, well, it looks like it could be opened. It can't, but it looks like it. So it's very simple. For the rest, it's just a big black box with a red line to indicate where the lid will be. But it looks really nice, I think. It turned out very well, because it wasn't really planned to be this way. And the keyhole itself is the entrance to the map as well. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what I did with this. Let's grab my interface back again. I'll go into the build block of the station itself, because this is not a ship, it's a station. And let me show you the indicator for the station itself over here. This one is centered around the keyhole as well, so anybody that approaches this station will know exactly where they can enter the station itself. And this is just your initial setup. I did some additional implementation on this station, on this map, to add a actual death mechanic. So there's a lot of hopping from platform to platform in this map. So when you fall, normally you won't take damage within StarMade, but in this case I implemented a mechanic that would set off a couple of warheads to kill you as a player. So when you play this, make sure that if you are on a single player server, that this station is protected with a faction home mechanic, so it won't explode itself, or if it's loaded on a server, that it is protected in some other way that it can't damage itself. So that's why the death mechanic is disabled by default, but you can turn it on if you want. So now it's live, it will kill you if you fall. But anyway, I wanted to show you a bit of the mechanic, how it works. You just go to the teleporter. You've got two teleporters inside the station, the start and the end. Well, obviously you want to go with the start as your first destination, then you just activate it and it will bring you to the starting area. This is basically a short tutorial of the things you need to know, how to play it. There's just basically two things. You have to stay in station gravity, and these are in detonators. So if you have the dead function enabled, you can just click this one and then it will save your progress. If you die, you will spawn with the detonator that you activated. And then it's just a matter of going in here and then pressing this button to start the map. It takes a second and then it drops you into the map. And this is where we started in our StarMade episode. So we've got heart here again. I modified it a bit because when you use it and this wasn't here, this pipe, you would spawn below the detonator and then be stuck in one block. Not sure why that is, but yeah, it's just like the mechanic for StarMade works at the moment. But yeah, we'll, this won't happen with this pipe there. So then you can run through the map, and I modified some of the logic. So every part of the map that you play through will reset itself automatically. So you can do unlimited playthroughs if you want. So if you load this up in a server, it's also possible to have other people play it, and then it will reset itself for the next player. But let's go outside the station again. We'll go back this way, and then we can, yeah, it's already set to entrance, so we'll just activate it and we'll exit the station. It's the same for the final exit here at the end. We'll set it at the destination next. Here we go. So this is basically the tunnel I jumped through last time in the StarMade episode, and then you get the transporter over here that you can just use to go back to the entrance or to the start to play again. Just activate it and it will bring you back to the start. So that's the basic mechanics, how to set up this map to play. And yeah, it's really simple. Just load it up, make it a faction home to protect it, enter the mechanic for death or not. And just one thing before I forgot, if you place it on the server, then I wouldn't activate that mechanic. You can remove this permission block then, because other players that will play it will, if they kill themselves, lose money and items, and that is not something you want, I think. So then you just have to play the map with the honor system. If they fall, then they have to fly back up, because there is a gravity plate in each section that you can fall, so you can fly back up, and then you have to fly back to the heart and engage gravity there again. That's up to the players themselves. Next thing I want to show is a bit of the development cycle I went through to create this thing. So let's jump to a couple of earlier versions of this map, and I'll show you what happened. Okay, this is basically the first version of the station map that I got. It's basically just a black wall and the first part of the jumping puzzle over here with the black and white tiles. There's nothing moving in here yet, so it's very simple. This was just a concept build of the first thing I wanted to create. It was just an idea to get from this point to that point over there within a weird space with some moving platforms. And the idea was to indicate that I had to travel to a different dimension after breaking space-time when I used my time machine. So it was never intended to create this whole box. This wall over here, this black wall, was just to block light to see if it worked or not. Apparently it doesn't. Big objects always get light inside big areas. Like this, you can see that there is light on this wall, even if it is all black. So that didn't really work, but I kept it because it would have been a temporary setup just for the quick sketch I wanted to do for the StarMade episode. But yeah, it turned into something a bit more. So this is a version of the map with some additional rooms already added. So this room was added after the jumping puzzles were implemented here. Like this, I came up with the heart symbol, very simple, then a gravity plate below it. But yeah, like you seen in the final version, that didn't really work out correctly. And this is the point that I decided this would be a bit more than just a quick sketch for the StarMade episode, because this is already 3 rooms connected. It's turning into a map, and I wanted to add some more logic puzzles and some logic elements that could be fun. And this area with the castle towers is very interesting because I wanted the platforms to appear very quickly here, so we have to run or jump across in a timely fashion, otherwise you would fall to your death. And I couldn't really find a way to do it fast enough with rails, so what I came up with was this rotating mechanic. So these are the 3 different platforms you see here near the wall. You really don't notice them if you are here. You have to really look down there, really look to see them. So these are on rotators, and rotators act really fast. Let me grab my interface again, and let's see, what did I do? Yeah, as you can see here, these are the rotating bits. As you can see, it doesn't rotate that fast because it's such a long arm from the rotating point to that point over there where it needs to be. It moves really fast. So then it's up, and now it's down. So it's real fast. And with the timer you can just rotate it up and then rotate it back again to put it in the resting position. And this also allowed me to properly reset puzzles. So when a player comes through, they do the puzzle and then they continue on to the next area, and everything is reset behind them for the next player. Okay, this is looking to be a bit more complicated already. Lots more logic. It's not very neat logic. I mean, it works and it does what it needs to do, but I didn't build it to look pretty or make it look like somebody can understand it. I just slammed it in because it was temporary at the time, and I never removed it to place it a better way, and could probably be more efficient in some places, but it does the job. It works. It's doing what it needs to do. So this is the rotating hallway you've probably seen in the video that leads to the library. And this is the biggest room the whole map has, and it was a bit of a pain to create because of all the different bookshelves. What I wanted was a well, 2 different bookcases in this case, with different things on the shelves that it didn't look repetitive. So that was a bit more work than I initially intended. But it worked out alright, I think. So we've got a lot of books, of course, but I added some smaller items like this flask and these jars, and some golden rings, and this little statue over here to break up all the books that this thing has, and this magic holding thing. You can't see it, but you see the glow. And the same for this side. I added all types of knickknacks. For example, this key. This key is important, by the way, because it gave me the idea to make this a jewellery box. So you can think of this as the key to open the jewellery box with. And this book over here, it's a different story as well. I created this book before I created this room. So this book with a page like this inspired the whole library scene here to be created. And then I added all the floating books, and you can see I used the docking rails to make them float without you being able to see it, because normal rails wouldn't really work that way, of course, unless you place them outside the area, but that would take up a bit too much space. And then you continue on, of course, to the next area over here. So that's the hallway that connects to the hole of light that's holding the ending portal. And as you can see, I still didn't add any outside to the map, so it's not the jewelry box yet, because I didn't have the ID for it yet. So the map was basically complete before I worked on that. And then you end up with the final product, so the big jewelry box, adding some simple details to turn it into a jewelry box, like I showed you in the start of the video. And as you can see, it holds all the rooms inside it, so there's still lots of space. I had a bit of shielding just in case. If you load it up and some pirates show up, then it isn't immediately damaged. But yeah, I assume that everybody will load this in as an admin anyway. And if this is set up on servers, then I would recommend that an admin just load this in and set it up as it needs to be. In this final version, I did add some additional logic. For example, this thing over here. This thing will make sure that the hallways always reset in the correct orientation. So when you start, you will trigger it here. It's well, this trigger basically can simulate it like this, and it will start to turn. And as you can see here, I put red blocks on the cores to show which direction it's turning, and they should all line up correctly if they stop it. And the way I did it is I basically added a counter to every rotating bit, so it will know how many times it rotated. So it will continue on until it did 4 rotations. So 4 rotation is a full circle, and then it will line up the blocks accordingly. So that worked out okay, at least as far as I tested it. It could work out, but I think it's good enough. And that is basically the complete package of what this map will be. So I will put a download link in the description below to the page on the docs. You can download it yourself, play it yourself, and give me your opinion. I would like to know as well how it will react with different faction interaction. I tried to put as many permission blocks everywhere that it is needed, but I'm a bit unsure if the detonators work as well. That's why I recommend as well to turn off the death mechanic in a server environment and just go with the gravity blocks, because they have all the permissions blocks that you will need. Hope you will enjoy it, and leave a comment below to know, let me know what you think about the map, and if you encounter any bugs, then I will try to improve it. So until next time.